Wait a minute. Run-down buildings, rampant poverty, toxic water. Is it just me, or does Gresit remind anyone else of Flint, Michigan? Hey yo, what it do? So, gangsters love anime too. I'm your boy B-Boy Bobby, back at it like a brack at it with a brand new review. Welcome to the Bool Borner. You know what it is. Castlevania episode 2. Let's get it. Aye. We picking it up right where we left last episode, man. With these dudes going brazy in the bar, talking mad shit about all them old families like the Belmonts. This dude right here has had it with the old families being superior to them and getting caught up in all their wars. And I mean, I get it, right? But I think he might have a bit of an inferiority complex.
You came from shit. I came from shit. We all came from shit.
All this talking was killing my nigga's buzz. He had to go get another drink, and I can't blame him. I wouldn't want to be sober listening to the country trio either. While reaching for that bag to go get another drink, my nigga lifted up his fur coat. And did y'all peep that drip? Showing off that fresh Louis V shirt. Well, okay, maybe it wasn't Louis V, but I'm telling you, if they ever made that shirt, I'ma go broke getting it. Now, you can't go around showing off drip like that around broke niggas, cause they gon' hate. And that's exactly what happened. They started to press my guy about the shirt. Apparently, they seen the Belmont family crest on it and started to accuse him of being a Belmont, saying all the bad shit that was going on is because the Belmonts dealt with black magic. Now, my guy was trying to avoid all the smoke, know what I mean? He was denying everything and was about to leave the bar when they swung on him and kicked my nigga in his balls. What kind of weak shit is that? My guy reveals that he's Trevor Belmont, last son of the Belmonts, and they jumped him, all 4 of them. That's right, 4. Even the bartender got in on the action. Trevor got jumped by 4 dudes while he was drunk, and them was fighting dirty as f***, kicking my boy in the nuts and shit. Now, Trevor was clearly holding back because my guy was strapped up, short swords, a whip, and throwing knives, but the only thing he was throwing was them hands. Trevor stumbled out of the bar after he folded them nuts, I'm assuming, because he wasn't looking too hot. Oh wait, never mind. Just needed to throw up and pass out under a tree. Then he woke up in the morning like last night never happened. Sounds like a regular night out with the boys, if you ask me. After a short walk, Trevor sees Gresit in the distance, which was the same city that they claimed to have seen Dracula's horde heading towards. And guess what? They were right. Holy shit. Why would anyone go to Gresit after seeing that? Alright, Trevor was starving and the next town was 40 miles away. So it was either dying to Dracula's ghouls or starvation. And I don't know if y'all ever had that post-hangover hunger, but I take my chances with Dracula's horde too. Gresit was well fortified, huge ass walls and the front gate barricaded, even though all that ain't do much in keeping out Dracula's horde. Trevor, on the other hand, was gonna have to find some other way in, and I thought this is great. Now we're gonna get to see some crazy Belmont acrobatics. But nah, my chose the sewers. That's right, the sewers. He had to crawl through a pipe. The literal you got to do when you got them munchies. Man, I've been there. After making it through the sewers and into Gresit, the first thing we see is a guard sleeping on the damn job. Bruh, no wonder monsters were raiding the town and slaughtering the people so easily. Because this dude is the security. So anyways, man, narcoleptic Larry here aside, we got to see what inside of Gresit really looked like. Wait a minute. Run-down buildings, rampant poverty, toxic water. Is it just me, or does Gresit remind anyone else of Flint, Michigan?
Sweet Jesus.
No? Just me? Bruh, really? The water looks like literal shit. Dead bodies were everywhere, literally littering the streets. This place was a broken down slum, ravaged by Dracula's horde, and I couldn't really tell if Trevor cared or not. I mean, as a Belmont and all, you would think he'd be willing to do something about all them monsters. But I guess breakfast was a bigger issue. Can't fight monsters on an empty stomach, I suppose. After surveying the city for a bit, Trevor got some dried goat from a street vendor, then asked about the town's defense efforts against the hordes, and the vendor replied by saying there was a tribe of speakers in the city, and everything would be okay once they do what needs to be done. Which was cryptic as f***. Like, what was that supposed to mean? Trevor continued to roam about the city, talking to random folk, trying to get his bearings on the situation, and we get to see what the hell the people of Gresit are really thinking. I mean, seriously, hordes of monsters raid the city every night. Why is anyone still there? The people of Gresit spoke of a legend of a sleeping soldier, a great warrior from a century ago that sleeps under the city until he's needed again. But there was a new bishop in town that isn't much for the old legend, and they even compared the bishop's men to Dracula's horde, saying the bishop's men come in the day while Dracula's horde come at night. Some folks think the sleeping soldier will come to save the city. Some think the speakers in the city are preventing the sleeping soldier from waking up, while others believe the bishop and God will save them. And I think everyone should just get the f*** up out the city. But what do I know? So Trevor is still strolling about the city when he passes by two priests walking with an old man, shoving him in the back and shit. The priests pulled the old man into an alley like,
"How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?"
Seems the old man was a speaker and the priests were blaming them for what was happening in the city. At first, Trevor was like, well, that ain't none of my business. But them priests really started to rough up the speaker, accusing them of being tainted and attracting evil. And I'm sure Trevor could relate. Being a Belmont, shit like that happens to him all the time. Apparently, the church had given the speakers till the end of the day to leave the city. But it was sunrise, and they were still there, and the priests were legit about to kill this old man. The speaker asked them if killing him would make them less afraid of the dark, and the priest popped out a cross-shaped rod to whoop his ass for talking shit. And that's where Trevor had to step in. He whipped the rod clean out of that priest's hand. And by clean, I mean the priest might have lost a finger, but the rod fell, so mission accomplished. Now to be fair, Trevor did kinda apologize and told them to leave before things got worse. But the other priest just wouldn't listen, pulled out a thief's knife and attacked Trevor. He must have not seen what happened to his partner, but I doubt he'll be seeing much after Trevor whipped one of his eyes out. Damn, should have seen it coming. Trevor spared them and told them to get back to the church and leave the speakers alone. The old man he rescued introduced himself as the elder of the speakers, thanked Trevor for saving his ass back there, and asked Trevor to follow him back to their house. We learned that there are 12 speakers, but one was currently missing. After a short walk, they arrived at the speaker's place, a beat-up, run-down old house, though that ain't saying much, considering the whole city pretty much looked the same. The elder invites Trevor inside, and all the speakers are just sitting around in a candlelit room. We learn a few things about speakers here, like they're a bunch of lame-ass n***s. No, really, they're passive as hell and don't believe in violence. They are nomads, which just means they ain't live nowhere and probably dusty. They go from place to place, gathering knowledge and recording all history. And by record, I mean memorize, because them n***s don't believe in writing anything down. They live and die by their traditions. They like the Amish n***s of the show, only they ain't Christian.
We've been spending most our lives living in an Amish paradise.
Trevor, being a Belmont, knows all about the speakers, and apparently, some of them are even magicians. The speakers mention that the church is trying to put the blame on them for what has happened in Gresit, but it's really the church's fault for burning Dracula's wife a year ago. The speakers also spoke of the legend of the sleeping soldier, the same legend people all over Gresit spoke of, but Trevor was a bit skeptical of this legend. That's when it's revealed that the speaker that went missing went in search of the sleeping soldier, and it was the elder's grandchild. The speakers are good people, They really just want to offer help to the people of the city in their time of need, even if the people want to kill them. They just simply refuse to leave. Plus, traditions and that, they won't leave without the missing speaker's body. Trevor didn't care much for Gresit, but sympathizes with the speakers. It was pretty much the same story with the Belmonts. Even though they did their best to help the people, those very same people tried to kill them. Trevor offered to help find the missing speaker's body if that would mean the speakers would leave Gresit and avoid being killed by the people, and the elder agreed. Trevor left, but not before jacking this dude's apple. On some Spartan type shit, the elder said death doesn't scare speakers. It's dying without doing their best that does. Damn, this talk gangsters for an old man that got jumped by 2 priests a few hours ago. But as cold as that little speech was, Trevor didn't care and left the house. And that's where the episode ends. But hey, I'll be back, so y'all go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell and all that YouTube shit. Feel free to check out our Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon, know what I'm saying? And remember, be Pitbull.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.